Lightroom has just done what we've been hoping for years. It's given us the need to never go into Photoshop. Let me tell you what I mean. So Lightroom now has Generative AI, which is, some might say, whatever, but actually it's pretty intense, and I am so hyped for this, and I have been waiting for this for such a long time. So I'm about a mess, by the way. I'm just getting ready for a big charity event I'm doing in a few weeks' time. I've been pushing for an excuse to not go into Photoshop if I can help it. And you know, over the last few years, Lightroom has been doing some really funky stuff with masks and stuff like that, and that has been amazing. But now we can use the AI features that are in Photoshop and Firefly in Lightroom to remove stuff. Now, at the moment, the only reason why I would need to go into Photoshop for anything, to take a picture into Photoshop and bring it back out into Lightroom, or even just to work on it in Photoshop, is to remove stuff, because Lightroom pretty much does all of my color grading, and I'm talking for weddings as well. This is just gonna. I'm already excited for the fact that Lightroom has massively decreased my workflow over the last 2 years, and now it has done it again to a point where I never need to go into Photoshop. The AI remove tool in Lightroom, I know I'm getting excited. Let me calm down for just 1 second. But the AI, the AI in Lightroom is just incredible. And I'm going to take a few pictures today and show you what I mean. Let's get straight into Lightroom. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, for this first picture, this is up in London. This is by Victoria Station. I love this picture. I thought it was really, really good. And the one thing we have to remember when using the Generative AI tool is to make sure that, move that up. Oh no, hang on. Let's come out of, close that for a second. We need to make sure that we're not using any of the lens blur. If you've applied lens blur to a picture already, you need to turn it off, because it will do one of two things. It will do something really, really spectacularly silly and won't really work, because it can't really work alongside the blur tool. It won't be able to do the perspective almost with the perspective blur. But it'll also slow your computer down a lot. I've tested this already today and tried to do some work on an image that had blur on it, and it wasn't good. Trust me, it was not good at all. So remember to turn lens blur off. What I would probably do, and might be worth someone testing this out, is actually work on an image that hasn't got the blur first, make a virtual copy, and then work on the lens blur on a separate copy potentially, and see if that does anything different. But now, so if you come down the right hand side, oh no, on the right hand side here, if you go to the remove tool up here, got your remove tool there, you've got Generative AI there. Turn this on. It says early access there, so I'm assuming that it's in some kind of, still in some kind of between beta and alpha kind of testing. You can turn object aware on if you want to turn object aware on. What that means is if you go over an entire object thusly, like this, it should essentially analyze it and pick it up like that, which is pretty good. Obviously we haven't got any transparency on, so it's going to do something weird, but let's see if it gets rid of this and deals, because this image is going to be quite difficult for it, because the perspective in this image is well and truly distorted, because this was a very wide angle lens. This is my 14mm. So let's see how it handles this. So now we've done that, we've made a selection. It gives us the mask refinement part here, and you can add to the mask if you want to. You can take away from the mask, all that kind of jazz. We'll look at that in a minute. But let's just see what it does for an initial reaction to this amazing tool, hopefully, and see what happens. Let's have a look, see what it gives us. Now here, that's not bad. Considering we went over the little thing there, let's just zoom into that part there. Hang on, let's do numbers. This, we went over the sign, and it's actually added a bit of the sign back in. That is pretty cool. And it gives us 3 options. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Actually, all of them are pretty good. There's some weird artifacts in number 3, have to admit. 2 is good. 2 is really good. Look what it's done in this area down here. It's followed the girder. Colours are good. Perspective is on point. I mean, that's not bad. There's a few weird artifacts down here which, when you zoom out on your fit, you don't really notice. And let's go back to number 1. Let's see what that's done here. Not bad. The tables, it's followed the perspective of the side of the little wooden thingy. I don't even know what you call that there. And it's even added something on the tables there. I mean, it looks a bit funky, you know, zoomed right in. But when you think about that, that's not bad. But what we can do, if we don't like any of those 3, we can refresh. And we'll just go for another 3. Let's have a look, see what it gives us. Dun, 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 dun. That's not bad though. When you look at it like that, that's pretty darn good. That's good. That is pretty good. I'm not sure about the kind of ghosting effect on the wood there, but I like what it's done when you zoomed out. It looks good. Not bad. Again, not too sure what's done in this little area here, but the perspective is good. And the colours as well. We've got to remember the colours here. Look at all these funky different colours we've got, especially from the wood. Not sure what that's done to the wood there. It doesn't really gel. It's just added like a plank of wood rather than followed the kind of pattern, if you like. Yeah. Do another one. Let's do it. I like that. That's nice. Not bad. Before, that was my original image. Nice. Let's turn that off. That's off. That's on. I don't particularly like number 3. Let's have a look at number 2. Number 1. Number 1 I like. Before and after. Wow. Okay, so I now have a little distracting thing. Let's just remove some of these bits down here. So I've got that thing there, analysing that. Let's add to it. In fact, let's just go to town on this. Let's get rid of all of these bushes down. Let's just get rid of the whole thing. Yeah. And see what it does with that. Apply. Now I don't know whether it's going to be able to handle this. It's quite a large image. I'd like to see what it's going to do. Following the pattern of the girders, the colours, the perspective. It's added bushes into that one. Okay, I don't like the green bushes. It's doing bushes. I wanted it taken right out completely, but that's okay. Let's refresh. This is just what's in my mind. You know, I want the whole thing removed. I don't want to add other bushes. It's taking stuff on the left hand side of the image here, you can see, and it's trying to almost mirror what's happening on the other side. So I'll tell you what we're going to do for this. I'm going to go back to the mask. Let's refine the mask. So we go back to refine and take out all of the bushes on this side too. Let's get rid of everything. Let's see what it does. I mean, I don't know what it's going to do here. Let's apply. Now you can see I've added a mask over top of another mask there. We're going to look at that a little bit later on, because you can add as many masks you like and work on them independently. And we'll look at that in another image. Let's see what this does. Take out the bushes. I don't want any bushes. I want to see still girders in blue. Nope, it's added bushes. And it's good, don't get me wrong. So this is just working on the right hand side. You see this one's selected here. If I want to work on this side, I can select that, and I've got 3 different looks for that side too. Look at that. because it's not one mask. Now, I think I know what it's doing. Because it's trying to mirror each side and those masks are independent, I think maybe we should have one mask for the whole thing. So let's do this. Let's make our brush a bit bigger because we're going to go to town with this. Let's go bosh, 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 bosh. One big mask. Is that even doing anything? I don't know. Oh, there we go. That there, come straight across and go over the top of that mask there. We've got one mask now. I want to see all of these bushes disappear. Now, I've not worked on this before, so I don't know if this is going to happen, but that is now one mask. Let's see if that's going to do what we want it to do. Let's see what it gives us. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, so it's removing them now. Now it's all one mask. It's not trying to mirror the other side, but it's giving us some real funky looks. Let's refine that. I don't like any of them, but it's okay. We can just keep refining. Let's refine, refine, refine. Boop, 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 boop. Ideally, I want to see the ground meet the building. Oh, I like that. I love the colours. It's added some funky colours in there, using the blues and the turquoises and the hues from above. That's quite nice. Don't like that. Oh, I don't know what that is. One I like that. The ground is kind of level, which the other one wasn't, and it's kind of ground meets building. It kind of works. I like that. That's not bad. Now then, we have my mate Tom Wilson. As you see, he's a Ghostbuster. You know, if you know me, I'm a Ghostbuster. I do a lot of charity work. This was at a charity event a few months ago, and we have got some distracting stuff here. I did actually have a little bit of lens blur turned on with this image, but I've just turned that off so I can work on it. Like I say, if you have an image where you're using lens blur, don't use it first. Use the remove tool if you need to use the remove tool first. Let's take this and object selection, go around this whole object down here. I want that gone. Let's have a look, apply. I'm going to do a little bit of work to this image, see what happens. See if we can just clean it up a little bit and how easy and effective this tool is. Now, obviously the stones, that's not bad. The cobbles down here, the footpath has a blur to it already from the camera. This was with, I think, my 85, no, my 35, 1.4, at 1.4, I think. Yeah, at 1.4. And obviously there's going to be a lot of blur in that, and it's really taken on really well with these stones at the bottom here. Let's look at number 2. I'm not sure about this kind of weird artifact coming in. And number 3 is okay too. So let's look at between 3 and 1. I like 1. 1 follows the color tone and the light shading and stuff like that. There's a little bit of a something I can't quite work, but it works and you would never know. I think that's pretty good. So let's carry on and make our brush a little bit smaller. Take this person out at the back here. Let's take that out. In fact, let's do that. There. Oh, I need to add to that mask there. Just add a little bit in there. And apply that. Now I'm going to show you in a minute that you can add more than one mask at any one time and flick between the two. So it's a bit like your normal kind of spot remove tool. You have different points there that you can change. This has done a really good job. It followed the perspective of whatever that black line is down there. Added something in the bottom. I'm not sure what that is, but I kind of missed the bottom there. So if we want to refine this, we can refine it still. So it must have been the edge of the foot I must have missed. So let's just add that back in there and hit apply again, and hopefully it takes that dark, whatever that dark area was, out, because we don't need that. We don't need any of that stuff. Let's sort that out now. Boom. Okay, there we go. So we've still got the background, looks pretty good. Let's have a look at number 2. Yeah, actually that's better. That's followed that line right down to the bottom. Something is left in the background there. It looks like a plug socket, which kind of works for me. I don't know, I like it. And number 3 is slightly darker shading, but actually I think number 3 works. It goes down to the floor a little bit easier.
and there's a dark area there. We must have left something out on the guys or girls, whoever that was in the background's leg. It's had a little bit dark, but that kind of works. I like it. It's not a bad thing. I like that. That is good. And distracting is all this thing at the back here. So I'm actually going to work. There's a little like light leak there, which is lighter than the bit above. So let's take all of that there and this light leak there. Boom, 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 boom. See what it does for that. Let's have a look. Apply. Actually, let's cancel that. What that's done is, because I've got object aware on, it's just picking up the object. I don't want it to pick up just the object. I want it to pick up my entire selection. So let's do that. Remember, if you encase something and object aware is turned on, it's going to find an object, not just your selection. And let's hit apply. Turn it off if you want to just make a complete mask or selection of an area and let it do its thing. That's added some light leaks, which I don't want. That's nice. I like that. Still a little bit distracting for me because of the colours and stuff in there, but if I turn that off, it's a lot better than what it was. Let's look at number 2. 2 works well. I like it. I like that. Now these lights at the top here, I'm going to go bush, 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 bush. Now I have, what, 6 selections there? Let's just do that. One at a time and see what the crack is. It's going to work on all 6 initially, but then if one isn't right, we can change that independently and have 3 options for each. Not bad, right? That's not too bad at all. I like that. Let's just see what it's doing. It's working. We're putting it to the test. And there is another light I missed over the other side, I think. But they're just a little bit distracting. I want to take them out. A few clicks of a button, and I don't know what that's given us. Let's just, which one are we on? Let's try that one. And we've got 3 for that. 1, 2, 3. Let's go back to 1. This one's working for me. That one's working for me. I don't know what that is taking all 3 because they were so close together. Let's just see what it does. That's nice. That's nice. Now, if we've got one there that isn't quite right, obviously we can work on that and refine it. Let's just refine that one. So let's make that a little bit bigger. Let's just apply for that one. This is all working independently of each other. I've worked on one, not the other, taken one off, added some to one. I think that's really, really clever. And I want to do the same to this one. That's not quite working for me, so let's refine that. Let's just go over there. And that to me is amazing. I don't have to make one mask. I can make independent masks, work them all separately, and have 3 options for each, people. 3 options for each. And that's done an amazing job before and after. Look how good that is. Okay, we've got another one over here. We need to take that out. Let's just pop and apply for that one. And it's done. You can't really tell me that that's not incredible. I love that fact. I think that's brilliant. I really do. I think for me, this is going to be such an amazing tool. Let's just close that for a second. And we have got, look at that. That's pretty awesome. I'm not saying that the spot removal tool wouldn't have done the majority of some of those bits and pieces. But for things like this bottom bit down here, that spot removal tool would never in a million years have got rid of that black thing down there. Let's look at it before and after. Look. You can see I've done some work on the body in the background. No way in a million years would that have taken that out and it look this good. Wouldn't work. That to me is awesome. This is my son Logan. I did some school photography for him a little while ago for his school, and this is a typical headshot with hair. He's actually had his hair cut since this, but this is about flyaways. Look at that. Flyaway hairs. So let's make sure for a start that lens blur is turned off. Let's come up here to this and let's look. We don't want object aware on because it's going to try and find, well, let's see what it does with object aware actually. Let's see if it finds hairs and see what that does. So we want to encompass obviously all the hairs that are flying away, contour the kind of shape of where we want the hairs to not be, and no, object aware doesn't really work with that, so let's cancel that. It's not going to do that very good justice. Let's go back to here, follow the shape of the hairline where the flyaway hairs are. Let's come back, just encompass that one there and that one there. And I'm using a very big brush here. You could probably be a little bit more refined than I am. And let's also go round this side. Let's do another selection there just to get rid of these little flyaway hairs here. Not too worried about the end of that one. And then let's look at these hairs down here. Okay, so let's apply that to all three of those different masks, and we can work on them independently afterwards. We already know that. See what happens. This is the typical, you know, outdoor, maybe even street photography, headshot type stuff. It's windy. My boy's got a lot of hair. There's a lot of flyaways. So we need to make sure that we're cleaning this up if we can. Let's just talk about this first one first. We're on this one, and that is number one. That's pretty good. I like that. I don't mind a couple of little flyaways. Let's see what number two gives us. A little bit better. There's a few weird artifacts in there, but it's done a good job on the hairline. And that's probably not bad at all. So number one, I think, is my favourite out of that. I don't mind a couple of flyaways there. The background's still nice and blurry. I used my 35, yeah, and I was at 3.5 here. So it's done some nice blur on the edge of the hair down there. That's quite nice. Let's look at this one. So we're on this one now. Not too keen on that because there's still quite a few flyaways. Let's see if it's cleaned up for the next one. So that's not bad. You've got to remember, got to look at the background as well, and that's not that great. So let's refine that one. I'm not happy with any of those selections. We're going to refine that, just that one, and see if it does anything a little bit better for us. Let's have a look. Better. That's better. Let's just turn it off for a second, see what it was before. Look at that hair before one. Let's look at number two. That's even better, not too bad. And number three, not very good at all. So let's go to number one. Actually, let's number two. Let's have number two, and then we'll come down to here and see what this is doing for us. 1, 2, 3. I like number one. Go number one. Okay, so you can see here we have a couple of flyaway hairs. Now you can't mask over a mask already. So if you want, because if I do that, actually you can mask over a mask already. So there's an area there. Let's just get rid of that one and that one. Those two will probably end up being the same mask. Let's just do that and get rid of that thing down there and apply that. So we're working on top of a mask, and we're just refining it even more. You could use a smaller brush, get in there with a little bit more detail, and work on, you know, proper little bits of hairs. I'm just doing this really quickly. You could be a little bit more delicate, is probably the word, than I am. But I'm excited for this. I think this is really, really clever stuff. I'm so happy Lightroom has Adobe has brought all this into Lightroom. So we're working on the first one. That's not bad. Remember, the hairline's going to have that's a bit too sharp, and that's quite nice. Let's look at it before and after. In fact, let's look before. That's not bad. I think I like one better. Have a look. Yeah, I don't mind a couple of little hairs here and there. Looks more natural. Let's go to this. No, we've done that one. Now we're going to work on. No, what am I doing? I want to work on this one. But it won't let me work on that one. Won't let me work on that one. That one, no, stop doing that. You I want to work on. There we go. Now then, let's have a look what that's doing with those few flyaway hairs. That's better. That's kind of nice. That's nice. I like that. And the bottom one, 1, 2, 3, I like 2. So that's nice. Let's just close that for a second. And look at that. Before, after. Even the background still looks good. The hairline looks good. We've got a few little erroneous hairs there, but I don't mind the 1 or 2. It's those massive clumps of flyaway hairs that just distract you from the picture. And my boy's great smile. I love that. I think that's great. Oh, they were 3 images that I wanted to work on to show you the different stuff you can do. Obviously, you can use this on landscape stuff. You want to take trees out or whatever. Use the object-aware thing sparingly, because it might not give you the selection you need. And don't forget, you can refine your selections by using size of your brush and other bits and pieces. You can, obviously there's visualize stuff as well, so this visualize spots, which is funny, which we'll go into in another video.
Okay, so what do you think? Let me note down in the comments what you think of how Lightroom is really taken and evolving the AI technology to just make things so much easier. And I know there's a big thing around the AI at the moment. Everybody is liking, hating. A lot of hate AI gets a lot of hate. But I think Adobe are doing things right. And integrating this kind of stuff into Lightroom is just incredible what it can do. I'm excited for this. What's your take on it? Leave me a comment down below. Thank you for watching this video. You know, everything I've done today is just for me and me alone, really. It is my opinion. I think this is really good. I know people are going to struggle with the concept, and I get that. It's just one of those things. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of this amazing tool in Lightroom now. Oh, I'm so excited. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please whack a thumbs up. If you like this content and want to see more, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get updates every time I upload a new video. And until the next one, which I imagine will be fairly soon, take it easy. Bye.